Good evening, senior class parents, to our April 11th senior parent meeting. This one revolves around visions and graduation, and I'm going to turn this over to Miss Latasha Simmons.
Good afternoon, and once again, welcome senior parents. I know you all are excited about this time of the year, and so are we. On behalf of the proud principal, Dr. Ethel Lett, I welcome you to the senior parent meeting. As you can see on the screen, you have your admin team, 10th grade assistant principal, Kevin Locke, 11th grade assistant principal, Raquel Alcindor, 9th grade assistant principal, Tyrese Simmons, and 12th grade assistant principal, myself, Latasha Simmons. I am going to have Mr. Porter introduce himself as well.
Go ahead. Hello. My name is Mr. Porter. As you all know, I am the 12th grade Dean of Students. Several of you all may know me because I taught them in 9th grade, but good seeing you all again.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. Graduation requirements. We are almost there. By now, your student has met multiple times with their counselor to ensure that they are on track for graduation. If for some reason your scholar is not on track for graduation, then you should have received or in the process of receiving a letter in the mail. We mailed those letters out using the address that we have on file here at Tri-Cities. Additionally, I personally sent an email out to those students that are not on track to graduate, as well as a text message informing you to please check your mail and please contact your counselor regarding the same. Speaking of our wonderful counselors, if your student last name begins with A through G and they are in HRSA, the counselor is Mrs. Dance. Her email is listed there. If you have H through P, Mrs. Green is the counselor. Q through Z for seniors, that is Mrs. Worrell is the counselor. Additionally, she's our head counselor, and our graduation coach is Ms. Leonard. Parents, it is imperative if your child has not completed their FAFSA, it is imperative that you get with your counselor. If you need any assistance, get with your graduation coach to ensure that those FAFSAs are completed. Contact your counselor regarding graduation requirements, graduation status. Ms. Bice is going to go over some information later in the PowerPoint regarding our senior timeline. Remember, graduation is May 18th, 2023. The last day for seniors to be cleared academically is May 5th, 2023. So for seniors that are in our credit recovery, that are in classes, they have until May 5th to bring their grade up to passing in order to be cleared for graduation that will occur on May 18th. In the event they're not cleared by that deadline, then we're going to have to look at some other options, such as summer graduation or coming back next school year. However, I think by all of us working together, really pushing our wonderful scholars, that we can achieve the goal for graduation on May 18th for all of our students. And I'm now going to turn it over to Miss Ashley Bice.
Good evening. Our core values at Tri-Cities High School are our pride standards, which are purpose, resilience, integrity, discipline, and empathy. All right, so senior dues, they are $350. They were due in December, but we still have quite a few seniors who have yet to pay for our senior dues, which is preventing us from securing different things that we need. So the final deadline is April 28th because senior clearance is, so April 28th is a Friday, senior clearance is that following Tuesday. So in order to get the information in that we need to clear students for graduation, we need senior payments by April 28th. This includes the venue, ceremony, graduation venue, vision ceremony, class picture, senior picnic, breakfast, t-shirt, senior week activities, and their yearbook. This does not include cap and gown, and there are no refunds when it comes to senior dues. Cap and gown, it's now about $130 plus tax. So if you have yet to pay for your cap and gown, I highly recommend that you go ahead and do that. It just gets more and more expensive each month. I don't know what it will be. Cap and gowns are, students receive their cap and gowns once they are cleared to graduate on May 2nd. I don't know if on May 2nd it's going to be even more than that. So I highly recommend, if you have not purchased your cap and gown, to do that today at herfjones.com. Cap decorations. Once you receive your cap, you have about 3 weeks, I believe, until 2 or 3 weeks before graduation. So decorate your caps however you want. Just make sure that it is school appropriate. There's nothing three-dimensional sticking up, hanging in front of the face, nothing like that. We just want a flat decoration on the cap so we can see our lovely graduates' faces, and there's nothing distracting so that another graduate can't see what's going on at the ceremony because there's something sticking up. So we just want everything to be flat, but everything just school appropriate, nothing obscene, profane, vulgar, or lewd. Graduation and Visions attire. Visions is this Sunday. It is earlier this year than normal because they're redoing our gym, and we want to make sure that the class of 2023 gets to have this wonderful celebration in the same venue space that every graduate has had. So in order to do that, it is this Sunday. Females, black dress or black blouse and black skirt, or black blouse and black pants, or black jumpsuit, anything. Ladies are full black. It is in dress clothing though, so it does need to be in formal attire with black closed-toed shoes. You do not have to wear pantyhose. The morning of Visions, we'll talk about your arrival time soon, but the morning of Visions, you will get your pearl earrings and necklace that you will wear to both Visions and graduation. And when it comes to not Visions, but when it comes to graduation, ladies, please remember that you are wearing a cap to graduation. So don't do like a high top ponytail or anything like that, because you want to make sure that your cap will stay flat on your head at the ceremony. But Visions, again, for ladies, it's all black in dress clothing, and black closed-toed shoes, and we'll provide the pearl set for you when you arrive. Gentlemen, y'all are wearing black dress slacks, black closed-toed shoes, dress shoes, and then a longer short-sleeved white button-up shirt. And again, that morning, you will get your solid red tie or bow tie. It's up to you which one you want. And again, gentlemen, make sure, not for Visions, but for graduation, you will be wearing a cap. So just make sure whatever your hairstyle is for that, your cap can sit flat and you don't knock it off as you're trying to walk across the stage. And then for everybody, cords are only for those honor societies. The ones that we have are listed here. Most will be receiving their any medallion and cords at Visions. There are a few exceptions to this. I think Magnet is passing theirs out at special banquets, but for the most part, everybody's receiving their cords and medallions at Visions on Sunday. And then, guys, no cell phones, no sunglasses, no chewing gum at Visions and graduation. You do not need a purse. We just want you present in the moment. Tickets for graduation. We mentioned this at the last meeting. It is 7 tickets per graduate. Please understand that we are taking the total amount of seats available and dividing it by the amount of students graduating. And this is the number that comes up. So there is not an opportunity to receive or pay for extra tickets. There's just not enough space. So it is 7 tickets per graduate. Again, there's not an option to receive more. Prom is coming up. it is now 180. That's a typo. Sorry. It is 180 and it is due. The payment for prom is due this Friday. It is at Terminus 330. That's in downtown Atlanta. Please be reminded that it is in downtown Atlanta and that parking will not be at the venue. There is a parking deck across the street. We highly recommend, for the safety of you, the safety of your vehicle, all of that, just being dropped off at prom, having an Uber or somebody drop you to and from prom. But there's really no point in renting a super nice, expensive car to drive to the venue because nobody's going to see it because you're just going to drive past the venue and go into a parking deck. So highly recommend that this year you be dropped off. It's safer, but also, again, nobody's going to see you driving a fancy car this year because you'll be parking in a parking deck. And payments for the 180 fee are on OSP. And again, that is due this Friday. Important dates, Visions again is this Sunday at 10 a.m. Report time for seniors is at 8:30. At this time, ladies, you'll receive your pearl sets. Gentlemen, you will receive your ties and bow ties. Last day for seniors in class is April 28th, which is the same day as prom. And last day for clearance is May 5th. Graduation is May 18th at 6 p.m. at the Gateway Center Arena. Doors will open up at 5 p.m. This is the calendar. It was sent out on on Remind as well. This shows our schedule for April. Tomorrow morning, beginning at 8:20, we need all seniors on time. We are going to start our Visions rehearsal. This will take place first and second period. Then on Friday from 9 to 10, we are going to have our senior signing day in the theater. And then after that, we'll go back to the gym to do our Visions rehearsal from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, Sunday, Vision ceremony is at 10 a.m. Report time is 8:30 a.m. Seniors will report to the small gym. So the ceremony itself is in the main gym. Seniors will report to the small gym. That's where they will line up. Seniors' last day and prom are both on April 28th. For prom, seniors can leave at 11:30. We will have next week early release checkout forms for students to pick up and turn in, and then that'll be used in order to denote who can leave early. And that information will go out on Remind. For May, Tuesday is senior clearance in the theater. Students we'll talk about that process in a minute. Friday, if any senior does not get cleared on May 2nd, we will do a final clearance for those few seniors on Friday in the dance room behind the theater. On May 15th, we have a senior breakfast from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. After that, we will have rehearsal from 11 to 1 at Paul D. West. The reason why we are rehearsing at Paul D. West this year is due to the fact that our gym is being worked on. So we are going to bus seniors over to Paul D. West, to and from Paul D. West. Any students, when we're done with rehearsal at 1, seniors are allowed to leave at that point. Anybody staying after will hang out in the dance room behind the theater. Students are not allowed in the rest of the building. And then on Tuesday, May 16th, we will have graduation rehearsal at Paul D. West from 9 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. And then immediately following that will be the senior picnic. Should end around 2. At that point, seniors need to leave or they'll go to the dance room behind the theater. And then last but not least, Thursday, May 18th, graduation will be at the Gateway Center Arena at 6 p.m. Seniors report to Tri-Cities High School at 2:30 p.m. that day. So seniors, every single senior needs to go to Tri-Cities High School. You'll meet in the gym at 2:30. We will then bus you at around 3:30 to the venue. All seniors are required to be bused to the venue to make sure, because there is a secure place. So if you were to arrive, not the bus, you're not going to be able to enter in where the graduates are. So please make sure that you get to the school on time. You have to ride the bus, but then after the ceremony, there will be no bus coming back to Tri-Cities. All students will be picked up from the venue. So after the ceremony, students will then leave with family and friends. But again, all seniors report to Tri-Cities High School on May 18th at 2:30. They are required to be bused to the venue. And then after the ceremony, they will be picked up. Y'all can take them home. Again, with graduation, ladies, please, please, please do not wear heels. Nobody's looking at your feet as you cross the stage. And if you have a party to go to after, you can have heels in the car of whoever's picking you up from the venue. But it is at a stadium and you're walking down stadium bleachers. You're walking upstairs, you're walking across the stage. It's a lot of walking. It's, again, bleachers, they're just different than regular stairs. Highly recommend that you do not wear heels to graduation. Again, nobody's looking at your feet. We just want to make sure that you don't have any issues walking, you don't trip and fall at your graduation. Senior clearance, again, this is happening on May 2nd. Students will report to the theater in that little side door that goes into the actual theater. Students are only allowed in the theater and theater lobby. You are only allowed in during the times below unless you're a student who, you know, you have to ride the bus. If you need to ride the bus, that's fine. You'll hang out in the dance room all day. But other than that, these are your report times. It's broken up by last name and by guidance counselor. We will send this out via Remind, but if you want to take a quick picture of this, now is the time to do that. But these are your report times only during these times. From what I remember, I don't think there's any AP exams going on this day either. So please only report during your time, or you'll just have to wait in the dance room until it's your time. No senior is allowed in the Tri-Cities building other than the theater and theater lobby. In order for seniors to be fully cleared for graduation on May 2nd, they must be academically cleared. That means they must have passed all required classes. They must have paid the $350 for senior dues. If they are in Magnet, they must have paid their Magnet dues, and then they must be clear of all financial requirements such as devices, textbooks, and club and organization fees. If you are unaware of whether you owe for devices or textbooks, if you go to the senior website that's also on the link to the Tri-Cities High School website, one of the last tabs goes to Destiny. It shows you how to look through Destiny and find out whether or not you owe anything. But all of those directions are located on the senior website. And then once students are fully cleared, students will receive their graduation tickets as well as their cap and gowns. And that's it. So if you have any questions, please put those in the chat. Ms. Simmons, Mr. Porter, do y'all have anything else for our attendees?
No, not at this time. I'm looking in the chat. I do see a question. And so after the 28th, they only need to come to school on those days as stated. That is correct. The last official school day for the overwhelming majority of our seniors is April 28th. However, those seniors that are not academically cleared will need to report to school until they achieve the academic clearance. So once again, on April 1st, only those seniors that are taking U.S. government, which I don't think we have any seniors taking the AP exam for U.S. government. The only kids that will come on April 1st, the seniors, are students that are not cleared academically, and those students will know who they are. All seniors will come on May 2nd, as stated previously by Ms. Bice. And Ms. Bice, you can kind of go over the additional days if, again, because I know you went over them before if you need to.
So for May, they'll come May 2nd, strictly just for their clearance time. That's it. And then May 5th, only if they couldn't get cleared. The 15th is when students will get their yearbooks. That question was in the chat. They will get their yearbooks at the senior breakfast. That's also when we'll display the senior slideshow. And so all seniors are required to come after the 2nd, once they're cleared. No seniors are required to come until the 15th and 16th. And there's a question, again, there is not an option to buy tickets. Again, we took the amount of available seats in the venue, divided it by the number of graduates, and that's what we can get. There's no extra room to purchase any tickets. There's a question on, is it, how many people can attend the vision ceremony? That one's unlimited. Is it possible to save this live? I'm assuming that's this presentation. This one was recorded and it will be posted to the senior website at some point tomorrow, and we'll send it out via Remind. But it will be on the senior website like our previous ones. And an infant, does an infant count for a ticket? It's under 2, does not have to have a ticket. 2 and older must have a ticket for graduation. But under 2, as long as they're sitting in your lap, they do not need a ticket. But anybody 2 and over will have to have a ticket. Any other questions? Ms. Simmons, do you have anything else?
No, thank you once again, parents. We know that you all are excited, just like we are, about this occasion in your students' life as they continue their journey, whether that is through college or career or military. We know that you all are excited. We look forward to seeing you all Sunday at 10 o'clock for our vision ceremony. We will begin promptly at 10 a.m. So please try to get here a little early. As you we do want you to be able to experience your students walking in, your kids walking into the vision ceremony. So we're asking all parents to get here because we will begin at 10 a.m. on the dot.
And again, report time for seniors that day is 8:30 a.m. Last question in there, when will seniors get their cap and gown? That is when they are cleared to graduate. So May 2nd, and if they're not cleared by May 2nd, they'll get it May 5th. And that's all the questions in the chat. We will send out the link to this to our website tomorrow once this presentation is uploaded on there. Have a great night.